We are going to be talking with Scott Movie Mantz. I think that is his bi-legal last name or middle name. He
Yeah.
is an award-winning entertainment journalist, film critic, event moderator, red carpet interviewer. He is a PGA member, and he's also a very dedicated Trekkie.
All right, there I am on the big screen. How's everybody doing? Thanks so much for having me, Nolan. And great, thank you everyone for coming out.
Before we get too far into everything else, I kind of want to get a read on what is life looking like for you right now? Are you busy at this time of year? I know the award season is kind of starting up. I'm wondering if that's filling up your time.
And yes, it absolutely is filling up my time, and that's a very, very good thing. Award season technically started back in the end of August with the Venice, Telluride, and Toronto film festivals. We're definitely in the thick of the season, so I've been doing a lot. I've been working for KTLA in Los Angeles for about six and a
Mhm.
half years, and moderating a lot, which I love to do. So tis the season, as they say.
It's kind of crazy how people find their love for entertainment. I kind of want to know if you have your own story about how you found your passion and what made you have to take this.
I was two things when I was really, really young. One was, as you pointed out, a Trekkie, and also an instant movie fan from the time that my parents took me to see Jaws. It was such a great time for movies, with like the Superman movie with Christopher Reeve, Alien, Star Trek, the motion picture, Raiders of the Lost Ark, E.T., Blade Runner. You know, I mean, those movies absolutely shaped my passion for film, but it wasn't something that I ever thought I would make a living in. Yeah, I went to Penn State. I studied accounting, didn't know what I wanted to do, and I
Mm.
could always get a job in accounting. And when I got out of school, I was miserable. And long story short, I moved to LA to work for this company that did the Star Trek shows. But now I'm in LA, and it's like, okay, I'm in LA. I love this business. I love movies. Where do I fit? And what I did not want to do, Nolan, was make movies. I just
Mm.
like watching them. I love watching them. I couldn't fathom spending a year, 3 years making a film and have it bomb at the box office. A friend of mine was doing an entertainment news site. He said, "Hey, I don't know if you ever thought about doing this, but I need someone to review movies for my site. I don't know if it's something you ever thought about doing. Why don't you give it a try? And if you like it, and if I like your writing, you got an outlet." The first movie that I saw after that conversation, are you ready for this? It was 1999.
Uh-huh.
July 16th was the opening day.
Some of us are thinking The Matrix. I was going to that, but I thought that was 2000.
It was Eyes Wide Shut.
Ooh.
Stanley Kubrick's final film. That was the first movie I reviewed, and that was all it took, and I really got into that. Then I landed at Access Hollywood and started going to Sundance and Toronto and Telluride and South by Southwest, and two things happened,
Mhm.
and that changed the course of entertainment news, and it's never been the same. One was Anna Nicole Smith died. The
Mm.
other thing that happened like around the same time when Britney Spears shaved her head. And it was just like this train wreck where there was always a train pulling into the station. All the ratings on those shows went way up, and all the executive producers of all those shows went, ah, that's what people want. All my movie coverage started to come down. I stayed true to my passion for film. Like, even though I got pressured by some of my colleagues to ask like personal questions on these red carpets, I never did. And
Mhm.
publicists, especially the personal reps, trusted me. A friend of mine at Access Hollywood was like, you really should start doing YouTube reviews. My answer was, when am I going to have time to do that? Because Access was a really time consuming job. But looking back on it, I should have found the time. Because even though I'm doing all that stuff now, like I missed the sweet spot to build an audience early because now everybody's doing it. Where outlets like Access and Entertainment Tonight and KTLA and other local news journalists would fly out to LA to do junkets. Now you've got more and more influencers.
Yep. Yeah, we've been seeing it here. Yeah.
Even though I talked to some publicists who don't know if that's actually moving the needle, they're still doing that right now. So,
Mm.
everybody's just trying to figure out the best way to promote their movies. And right now, that means having influencers cover these junkets and premieres.
It was really interesting when you talked about the positive relationship you had because of you staying away from topics that might have gotten the wrong kind of hits. I was wondering if you could talk more about your experience on red carpets and how you can prep for them, how you keep energy with your subject, and just like what goes into getting the answer or finding out what the answer is.
It's hard to answer that because it just depends on the filmmaker, the actor, the film,
Hmm.
um, the subject matter. It just depends. Babylon, Tobey
Hmm.
Maguire is in that film. And when I covered the premiere of that movie, if I would have asked him, "Hey man, you're my Spider-Man, you're my Peter Parker. I'd love to see you do another Spider-Man movie. Do you think you would ever do that?" If he would have said, "Well, actually, yes, I'm in the new Spider-Man movie. In fact, Andrew Garfield is in it too." So if he would have told me that and I would have like taken that video and posted it online right away, it would have gotten tons of views, tons
Hmm.
of reposts. It would have gotten picked up by other outlets as breaking news. When I do these red carpets, because I've been doing them for a while, I've interviewed these people a lot over the years, and so they know me. I stay on topic. I keep it to the film. I've got a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and I think they kind of know that about me by now. Certainly Glenn Powell knows that.
What's up, dude?
There he is. Give it up. Give it up. My man. My man. I think that just sort of makes them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like if they feel like, oh, I know this guy. I'm all right. They're gonna give you they're gonna give you more energy, better answers. It's gonna be better all around. Now, red carpets are kind of tough because those things go really fast. You only
Mhm.
get like time for two or three questions, which is why when I get asked to moderate a Q&A, it's 30 minutes, if not longer. It's a really organic conversation. Yeah, again, you're just talking about what they're there for, the movie.
Yeah.
When you're sitting there and you're doing a Q&A with a panel and it's like two people or three people or four or more, and it's like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. But then when the panelists start to feel comfortable with the conversation, and then one person answers something, and then the other person answers their answer, and then it turns into a conversation, totally organic conversation, like
Mhm.
where I don't have to do anything, and it just takes off. Like that's the magic time. That's my favorite part of a Q&A. I sit there and go, oh, here we go, and it's magic. I love it.
I wanted to talk more about the reviews that you do, and I wanted to know, in your opinion, what makes a good or a bad review?
It depends on the movie, it depends on the filmmaker, the director. Like, if I'm reviewing Killers of the Flower Moon, I'm going to lean into what makes Scorsese such a great director. My approach will be informed by his body of work. Where does this rank? Where does this fit in with like the best of Scorsese? And also DiCaprio. I mean, he's done a bunch of, I think seven now with Scorsese.
I want to know if you have any highlights from this year in what you've covered, what you've seen. What do you think has been your highlight of 2025?
Back in January and February, KTLA lost their legendary entertainment host, Sam Rubin, had passed away suddenly. So for the next 10 months, they were rotating people in the entertainment chair. And I was one of them. I was covering the Oscar noms and the Golden Globe noms, and I was doing the red carpet at those shows. I reached out to the agency handling Honora and I said, you should have Mikey Madison come in studio for an interview with me because in LA, like I said before, everyone watches KTLA in the mornings. It's Channel 5. Everyone watches it. I know you're focused on the trades like Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, but KTLA is basically the broadcast TV version of the trades because everyone in LA who works in the business, all the Academy voters, all the Guild voters, they're watching KTLA. If you bring Mikey Madison in studio, I said, I'm telling you, that's going to make a difference. I went into work that morning, went back to meet her. Her rep said, "Remember what you told me over the phone?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Can you tell Mikey that when she comes back here?" And I said, "Sure." So I told her, I said, "Hey, I know it's early, but trust me when I say this is the best thing you could be doing, on the best possible day to do it." 8 days later, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress. When I was covering the Oscars for KTLA, there's a big, big, huge press room with
Mhm.
like 200 journalists from around the world. So when I saw that Mikey won, I ran up to the moderator and I said, "I've got to ask Mikey the first question." And here comes Mikey with her Oscar, and she sees me, and I said, "Hey, you knew that I was going to have to be your first question. Scott Mantz for KTLA 5. What does it mean to you to not only for you to win this Best Actress Oscar, but for Sean to win 4 Oscars in one night for the same movie?"
Well, first of all, thank you for being so sweet these past few months, and I just appreciate you. You've been such a supporter of Honora, so thank you.
That made me really, really, really proud. Mikey's publicist, she came up to me on the carpet. I didn't realize who it was until she grabbed me, and she goes, "Thank you. Thank you. I tell everyone that Mikey won Best Actress because of KTLA." I felt like I made a difference.
Thank you so much for coming here.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for everyone who's watching. Enjoy your holiday season, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
I'm telling you right now, one battle after another is winning Best Picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I'll take that money.
All right.
Oh,
See you guys. Thanks again. Bye.
thank you.